Well, folks, good morning again. We are in the Harlem district of Kansas City, Atlantic Street to be specific. A lot of industrial activity around. I had some business here. There's a large truck to my right that's trying to get out, and a long line of cars who've been waiting on a stop train. And I said, what am I supposed to do with a stop train? And this guy's going around the other people. I mean, people have lost their patience. The train just stopped. You can see there's a workplace here. There's more people than you think in this area.
A mile, turn right onto West 12th Avenue.
And it's already not my usual place to be. The train is there, just stopped. Oh, I think he's going back in, perhaps. The Cargill truck. No? I mean, this is a madhouse. What brought me here? An auto body shop. There's an auto body shop that I think does a good job for a fair price. Oh, we've now entered Kansas City North. Very fitting. There is a boundary line between Kansas City and North Kansas City. But it's a little difficult when you can't get to a certain area without going through another area. Understood. You're allowed to do that. Okay, waving me on. I've got the cyclist who's probably gotten a nice splash of water. These roads were flooded in a lot of areas. Not a lot of infrastructure, which is ironic, considering this is important industry. Okay. Can we get out of here? I think we can. So I'm about to turn onto what I consider the first civilized road I've been on in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, really. Getting back there wasn't easy, and this was not the start of my trip. I've been there, my family's been to this place, either myself, my wife. This is now our third trip. We'll have to make a fourth one before it's all over. So, a little different view for me and for everybody. I think the skyline looks great. I don't know if the camera's going to capture it, but I do think the skyline looks nice, with the clouds kind of hovering above it. Had rain all day. I don't think we had rain when I drove to work today, but we have some. Had a lot this morning since I got there. Crossing, I believe that's the Heart of America Bridge, Missouri River. Oh, interesting. We just now entered Jackson County. So Where was I? Clay County? That's different. Going back to my office, this was a sort of lunch stop, even though I didn't get any lunch. We needed to settle up with the place because they were closing at noon, and we wanted to try and get our car back in circulation as soon as we can. Fortunately, we've got some issues at home, so we can't pick the car up. What I can do... West? How did I end up on West? Oh, for gosh sakes. Oh, this is just getting worse. You got on West because you drove on West, because you took the sign from the wrong thing instead of taking your intuition. Maybe this will take us somewhere interesting. I don't know where they think they're leading me. But maybe. Oh dear. That wasn't good. Maybe there will be another exit point down the line. Yep, there is. Nice graffiti in the city. South. I forget that coming from the north, you've got to go a little ways to get to I-70. It's not an extremely northernmost highway. It's kind of a midtown highway, a little bit. A little bit. Even though the map shows it kind of jets upward and across. There is a little bit of ground. So let's this exit. See what we're dealing with. Maybe what I've done is gone down to the 670 rather than 70. The 670 is more southern, but more west. Things falling over. Lunch. Well, how's that for a trip downtown in the middle of the day? Of course, I get there, and what's going on? A car dealer, probably a pretty good client, needed a quick repair done to a scratch on a very nice Audi. Of course, they brought 2 cars. Perhaps they needed 2 cars fixed, or they thought they might have to leave it. And was able to sand it and buff it right there and send them on their way. Some happy folks. And then as I was leaving, somewhat impatient gentleman from a Kia dealership was there. That bump. That's the kind that causes my wheel to spin out. The Kia dealership was there trying to get something done. So I think I picked a good spot. That's where the car dealers want their work done. And this wasn't like there were car dealers next door. They had to drive a ways. There's not a Kia. I mean, he could have driven from Kansas, as I did. Audi dealer. They probably drove from Marion over there. That's a little telling to me. Don't make Missouri farmers reliant on foreign countries. Okay. We're about to break 268,000 miles. This car. I'm consuming miles at about half the rate I used to. I'd like to think that's a good thing. About 500 miles a month instead of, 1,100 or so. Hectic day. Still want to eat my lunch tonight. Frozen breakfast sandwich today was a mixed bag because it was very good. The bread was good. The sausage was good. But some of the eggs were cold. I mean cold, like close to refrigerator or freezer cold. It was a very unpleasant component. We took we got a fire over here on the left, a house fire, I think. Oh dear. Oh, lovely. There's a backyard fire. At least it's not in the house yet. Someday. I find I take tours on accident, wrong turns. Anyways, I had a train of thought. Pretty sure I lost it. Oh yeah, the eggs were cold, but the rest of the sandwich was good. So I'm in a tough spot because the egg needs reheated, but I'm really enjoying this English muffin. It was a refrigerated maize English muffin. Good. They said not to toast it, so I didn't toast it. Well, they didn't say not to toast it, but there was nothing on the instructions at any point mentioned toasting. An English muffin is, oh shoot. As a board, an English muffin is by definition toasted. You can't cook it without toasting the bottom in a pan or a tray of some kind. So I'm thinking, yeah, I don't need to toast these. They're going to be crunchy. And it was. It's been great. It's been like soft but crunchy. I'm pleased. But cold eggs, ugh, it's no good. So I ate a sausage sandwich basically. And I forgot about the eggs and thought I should refrigerate them or reheat them. So I go reheat them, forget them again. I eat them around 10:30. So if I get sick, I'll know why. But that shouldn't be a big deal. What is a big deal is driving to Harlem from Rain Valley and back. South Overland Park to Green Valley. Then I'll need to drive to Mission Hills this afternoon. And then throughout the city of Olathe, to Western Overland Park. Then, if I can, I'll be driving up to Harlem once more before the day is done. Could be 9 o'clock at night. Really don't like my nice car sitting out there at that place. Not ideal. Yep. Across 268. It's a lot of driving. Got an angry enemy. This is about where 435 meets, so my commute, we're still about 10 miles from where my commute dumps me out on this road on a typical day. Not ideal. Who knows? Maybe it'll rain all night. Rains all night. We'll skip landscape company shift and then go get in my car and enjoy a rainy day indoors. I wish the rest of it were that simple. Looks like some storms took off a piece of that roof. Abandoned apartment building. Still a little less than perfection across parts of a big city like this. That's the Walmart next to the right there we just passed, where I was so uncomfortable in the store that I really came close to leaving all my goods in the cart and walking out of the store. I'd never seen any kind of pandemonium like it in all my days of retail shopping. I think it's because there is a bus stop in the parking lot of the store, and people come in off the buses and do their shopping and then get back on the bus. So it's a connection store to the inner city. Something's going on here. I had people stopping me, speaking to me, maybe coming onto me. In one instance, it was a strange experience. Now, all Walmarts lend themselves to strange experiences. I've had them. The one by my house, some Walmarts, they lock up hair products. Other Walmarts, they lock up truck accessories. It's not about any one type of person. It's about the type of things that are stolen from that store. The pickup truck floodlights are probably being stolen by a different sort of person than those who are stealing hair products. Right? That's my guess. I bought something. I went to buy beer in Georgia last month, and the beer was locked up. And I said, well, I'm in the back of the store. Probably not a good place to keep your beer. So do I. And I think what happens is people break in and steal one or two of the cans out of the case, and then the whole case can't be sold. It's they shove it in their pocket and walk out. So the store has to throw away the rest of the case or do whatever, write it off. You can't sell the single beers and you can't sell the case, so what do you do? It's just as bad as stealing the whole case as far as the store's concerned. And maybe they turn it around so you can't tell it's been opened or whatever. So I'm in the back of this CVS in Georgia. And I'm looking around at my options. It's not... it's a beer and wine license, clearly, because they've got 12 packs of beer, 6 packs of beer in the locked case. They've got warm hard seltzers outside the case. Now the hard seltzers are more expensive than the beer. And they've got bottles of wine filling up a whole shelf in the back of the store that are more expensive than the beer as well. But I'm in the back of the store and I'm thinking, I don't want to go back and bother this person to make them unlock the thing. I don't even like the beer they have available, so what do I decide to do? There's nothing else cold, but some things don't have to be drank cold. What's the hack? Red wine. Red wine. So I said, I can get red wine. Have that in lieu of the cold drink. And if I want to put it on ice, call it a sangria, I can do it. If I want to drink it in a glass and call it red wine, I can do that. I've got lots of versatility. I can mix it with juice and have a cocktail if I wanted to. I've got a lot of options with red wine. It's an underappreciated drink from a utility perspective, in my opinion. It has utility. So, what do I want to do about this one? Do I want to get a single bottle of glass I could drop and break, a supersized Magnum bottle that could also break? I've broken a bottle of wine before. Let me mention, I've walked on foot about 10 minutes to get to this CVS. Anything I buy has to be carried back in my arms, or, in bags, about 5 to 10 minutes walk back to my hotel. So I'm thinking, a box of wine, not the huge Franzia box, but a medium-sized box, probably weighs the same as a bottle, but you're getting more liquid weight than container weight, because the box is lightweight, bladder, lightweight. Why carry a bottle when for the same calories you can carry a box? And this box had approximately 3 bottles of wine inside of it. So I got the box of wine along with assorted snacks, meal replacement items to avoid having to eat out. Maybe I got a Dr. Pepper. Now that's dead weight. Dr. Pepper, bottles of water. You're really wasting your calories carrying that stuff. It's going to be gone. It's heavy. I got around the bottled water by bringing a filtered Brita bottle that filters water. Had no issues since then. Anyways, you carry these items back. I usually get a double, triple bag for the heavier things, just because you don't want a bag to break on your walk. And it was uneventful. Boxed wine was what you might expect, mediocre, and a slow drink. So in a sense, took care of business. Perhaps it was less filling, probably the same. It's not as grainy, certainly gluten-free, grain-free. Maybe had some marginal health benefits. I'm not going to say that good about living. Typical. So anyways, when life gives you a locked box, think around it. There's my thought of the day. I could have carried a case of beer. That would have been much heavier than a bottle of wine. And you have a lot more packaging and issues. I woke up the next day. I obviously didn't drink 3 bottles of wine. I said, what do I do with this bottle? Well, I'll take it with me to the business meetings, keep it in the bag, no one will know. If I had 5 or 6 leftover beers, what do I do with those? Those are a little more cumbersome. They need to be chilled, they need to be stored appropriately. It's not as simple to carry around beers in a business meeting. Sorry, it's a weird thing to say, but it's just not, it's not really smart or feasible or possible. Have I done it? Well, sure I have. If you buy 12 beers and you can only drink 5, whatever, what do you do with the other 6, 7? I like to give them away to people. Say, look, I've got these beers. I'm not going to take them with me. Have them. Then it's like, you know, did they get warm? Are they cold? Can I store them somewhere? Whatever. Maybe we'll have one at the end of the meeting, you know, what the heck. But with a box of wine, it can sit wherever. It can sit in the car. And if anybody wants it, take it home. If you don't want it, throw it away. It's not hurting anybody. It's not feeling like a waste. If you throw 6 bottles of glass or cans in the trash, that feels pretty wasteful. But a box of wine, who's going to cry for a box of wine? Is there a 20-year-old in college who is saying, man, I'd really love a Boda box right now? But those rich fat cats threw it away? No. They want a case of Milwaukee's Best or whatever it is these days. Okay? So I think I'm helping the environment. Okay? I'm helping a lot of people, in a sense, potentially, by switching to boxed wine, at least in this one instance. So you got to think about that in the future. I've been on a trip in a while. It's been about a month and a half. I'm going to go again, set it up. And I'll be thinking about this little nugget of wisdom. Because that's what you do with wisdom, right? Learn from it. Use it. So what did I do with the boxed wine the next day? Well, I'm going to catch a flight the following afternoon. You know what I was able to do? I was able to take a disposable cup with a lid and a straw, and I was able to put some boxed wine in it. And I could take it with me, enjoy it. If I hadn't anything better to do. And I'd like to think that a little less wine got thrown away. The end. Have a good one.